Seriously? But, Mr. Morris, I don't understand.
I'm afraid that there's nothing really I can do.
But what about my film?
Well, I'm afraid you'll have to come up with something on your own.
Oh.
Hey, isn't that Xavier? So he's back in Fontaine now! Xavier!
Oh, why, if it isn't the dear Traveler and Paimon. I really didn't expect to bump into you here at this time. Well, I was doing just fine until I received some terrible news just now. The investor I was working with for my upcoming film has fallen upon some hard times and is no longer able to provide the promised amount of funds.
Can't you just find a different investor?
Unfortunately, that's not how it works. We had signed an agreement specific to the Fontanalia Film Festival.
The Fontanalia film?
Oh, is this your first time participating in Fontaine's Fontanalia Film? The Fontanalia Festival was established to commemorate the legendary Loch Knights. The holiday is deeply connected to the founding of Fontaine.
But what's with that weird expression on your face? It's like you're trying really hard to remember something.
I was just trying to recall the exact description from the books, in order to avoid any...
Well, either way, Paimon thinks she gets it now. It's just like the Windbloom Festival in Mondstadt, and the Lantern Rite in Lille.
Yes, those are festivals of a similar variety. Who doesn't like a good festival? And just like those of other nations, to commemorate the Loch Knights, people will imitate them. But a few years ago, Lady Farina started to find the whole idea a little drab, and so decided to change the part about pure water to sweets.
Really
The whole thing seems more akin to a carnival now, and it's quite popular among the kids.
Oh, that sounds pretty fun. But how does that connect?
Yes, it appears I've strayed off topic. The Fontanalia Film Festival is an event proposed by the Fontaine Film Association this year. Now that film technology, during this time, people may submit films to be evaluated, and the
what award?
The Farina Award! You know, after the Hydro Archon. They coined it while Lady Farina was still in power, but even though things have changed, perhaps everyone still thinks of it as a pretty appropriate name. Even though she isn't the Hydro Archon any longer, Lady...
Alright, guess the name does...
Oh, but who would have guessed there'd be an issue with the funding? How will I ever...
Chiori? Sounds familiar. Where have we heard that name before?
Yes, that's her. I asked her to oversee the event's art direction.
Oh, Paimon remembers now. Navia said that her clothes were
How to describe her? Well, she tends to be pretty direct and can be very forceful when her remarkable designs have led many Fontainians to be... Anyway, Chiori is acquainted with all the actors I've invited from Inazuma.
Who are the actors from Inazuma?
Why don't the two of you accompany me to the Aquabus station? Judging from the time, the Aquabus should be arriving. Miss Chiori?
Your talk with the investor sure went fast. The Aquabus hasn't even arrived yet. Oh? And who are they?
Allow me to introduce you. This is the Traveler and Paimon.
Pleased to meet you.
Likewise! We've heard the owner of Chioriya Boutique is a skilled seamstress, so it's a real pleasure to finally meet you in person.
Why, thank you. I strove to create an outfit that matched her high social station as the demoiselle. So tell me, what happened? I can tell the conversation didn't go quite as expected.
Well, it's like this.
Ugh.
I know, Chiori, you don't have to
Yes, there's no doubt about that.
But how could I pass it up? He offered me twice as much.
And therein lies the...
Yes, but just put yourself in my shoes. After obtaining the budgets that the others had proposed were nowhere near enough. It's difficult to find someone willing to
Don't be sad, Xavier. We might be able to help scrounge up some...
Oh, thank you, Paimon. That means a lot to me.
We need to move on. What's happened has already happened, and there's no...
What? You're saying that...
No, that's not what I mean. The actors I recommended...
Really? Then where do you live?
We Melusines live in Mercy Village. The only way to...
Oh, you must be pretty tired after work every day, right? I mean, you have to swim all that way just to go home.
You're so thoughtful. But some Melusines choose to live in the Court of Fontaine because it's so much more convenient.
This is our stop.
Oh, we've arrived. But I haven't even finished chatting with Aval yet. I also enjoyed Aval's introductions to Fontaine along the way. Everything you described was so clear and detailed that we can't help but want to hear more.
Thank you so much. I'm usually working here on the Sakura bus, so I hope I'll have the chance to see you again. There are still many more places I'd like to introduce to you.
Welcome to the Court of Fontaine.
Chiori, you sure have changed a lot.
I haven't realized it's been so long. I was in such a rush when I left that I didn't even get to say goodbye.
Thank you for extending the invitation, Mr. Xavier. I'm looking forward to a fruitful trip here in Fontaine.
It's an honor to have the head of the Kamisato clan visit us.
So they're who you meant when you said you had...
Oh? It's the Traveler and Paimon. Wow, what a coincidence! Ayaka and I were just talking about you on the way here. Are you also here for the film?
We just ran into Xavier earlier and came over with him.
But I'm not an actress.
About that, I mean, how was I supposed to... So I could only keep you in the back of my mind.
I had been thinking about a surprise reunion with you during our trip here, but you still managed to surprise me first.
Oh, so you all know each other already. My, what a coincidence. What are the chances everyone could be brought together here like this? Why don't we go to Hotel de Boer and catch up over a meal? I've already made a reservation.
Huh? Did you reserve 2 spots for us too?
Yes, of course. I'll be sure to tell the boss to serve a few more delicious dishes just to make sure there'll be enough food.
Very well. Then please, kindly lead the way, Mr. Xavier.
Wow, the buildings in Fontaine are so tall. Just look at how big they are. And there's the fountain that Aval mentioned earlier. And look at that huge spinning sphere. So this is what food from Fontaine is like. It sure is different from what we have in Inazuma. How should I describe it? It seems like you have to go through a lot more steps to make them. And the flavor has many layers too.
Ah, yes. When I first went to Inazuma, I actually thought the food there tasted a little too bland. It took some time for me to get used to it.
Let's get back to the purpose of this trip for a moment, shall we? How have preparations for the film been coming along, Mr. Xavier?
Well, I've already assembled most of the film crew, a lighting specialist, a prop manager, and a costume designer. I've also bought the copyrights from the novel's author.
Oh, it's called The Two Musketeers, right?
Originally, I was planning to start filming as soon as Sir Kamisato and Lady I...
Oh?
It has to do with the film's investor, Mr. Morris. He suddenly informed me this morning that he's...
It's said that Fontaine's legal system is well developed. If he has violated the contract...
Well, I'm still more concerned about filming. Even if I were to take him to court, I'm afraid it would take months before the case could even be...
Then, is there a way we...
I've considered that option too, but unfortunately, it's difficult to gather such a large amount of...
Mr. Xavier, if Ayaka and I were willing to perform for free, would that resolve the problem?
What? No, out of the question. To have you come all this way just to act for free? Oh, no, that won't...
There's no need to worry, Mr. Xavier. My brother and I had actually intended to work for free after receiving your... Inazuma has only recently reopened its borders, and...
Indeed. You could say that's...
I understand, but having you two...
Not at all. While we're officially here to conduct a cultural survey of sorts, this film will serve as proof of friendly... If you still don't feel comfortable with this...
All right, I'll do as you say. Thank you so much.
Come on now, no need to go that far. I'll also help you out as a brand sponsor.
Me too! Even though I didn't bring much more to spend...
You are too kind, all of you. I really don't know how to...
Ew. All right, enough about that. Now that we... So, instead of Mora, you'll...
Oh, but how can we help with that?
All right. Pull yourself together, Xavier.
All right. Let me think. We still need a camera. I originally wanted to personally serve as director, but I've been too busy working as the producer. So the positions of director and...
Paimon knows what the director and the logistics...
The clapper loader is responsible for using the clapperboard to record and organize the information of each shot.
A clapperboard? Oh, you mean the thing they hold that goes clap whenever they start filming?
Yes, that's right.
For sure! Paimon's always one...
All right, then you'll be our clapper loader.
Oh, fine by me. As for our camp...
Oh, he's great when it comes to using a camera. Paimon can't even count how many things we've taken photos...
Yes, that's also what I was thinking.
I'm sure that's due to the traveler's journey across Teyvat, and...
What do you say, traveler? Are you interested in the job? Thank you. It really means a lot to me. Come on, friend. Let me give you a big warm hug.
So all that's left for us to find is a director and an assistant.
Oh, me! I want to be the director's assistant. All we need to do is help...
All right, then all we need is a director.
Oh, Farina helped out a theater troupe recently by serving as an artistic consultant. She could be a good director, right? Besides, it's not like she has anything else to do, right?
Do you really think Lady Farina would be willing to help us?
Isn't that the name of Fontaine's Hydro Archon? My brother has already informed me about what happened.
Yep, that's her. She helped out a theater troupe not too long ago, and now she's taking up work as a director.
Well,
I saw that musical. Her performance was... Don't let her former identity intimidate you. She's the best candidate...
Fine. You're right, Shiori. Then I'll have to ask the Traveler and Paimon to show me the way to Lady Farina.
Do you need us to also come along?
No, there's no need to trouble you with this. Besides, you've just leave this task to me. It's...
Very well. Then we'll be waiting...
I'll go with you. By the way, you might want...
And don't worry, we won't simply drop you off at Farina's place.
All right, then I'll start making...
A gift for...
I recall that Lady Farina once fancied a clockwork...
Huh? Can't we just bring some desserts? Like...
But wouldn't that be a little too...
Isn't the Fontanalia festival happening right now? I heard to do something like that, she must have a real sweet tooth.
I agree with Yoimiya. If the gift is too fancy, it might actually make her feel more uncomfortable.
Alright then, let's go buy some Fontanalia
will that really be enough? We'll be asking her to...
You're right. We need to further...
Huh? You want something even sweeter than...
Yes, we'll need a gift that's sweeter than...
Well, what could that be?
your words of praise.
This is where Farina lives.
Okay, I'll go knock on the door.
Who are you?
Lady Farina, please allow me to introduce myself.
Hello. Oh, is that the traveler in Paimon I see behind?
I'm Chiori.
Ah, the one from Chioria Boutique. Hello. So, what are you all doing here? Do you need something? Did you just get up, Farina? It's already past noon, you know. Huh? Oh, Paimon means the weather is so nice in the afternoon and the sun is so warm. Just like how you make us feel. Sleeping in late is a really smart idea. No. I was just up late last night reading some novels.
This is a small gift we've prepared.
No need to be so formal. I'm just a regular person like everyone else now. Oh, is this Fontinalia mood?
That's great! So, actually, there's something we need your help with. Given your renowned passion and understanding of drama, I would like to ask that you serve as the director of our...
Oh, but didn't you just say that...
Yes, but for this particular project, I'm...
Are the Traveler and Paimon also... Yep, we sure are. Paimon's the clapper loader and... Camera operator. That can be a pretty technical job. No, I'm not questioning your... Maybe you can come up with a test for the Traveler and see for yourself. If he can satisfy you with his camera skills, then... you sure are getting better at rolling with the situation. All right, how about this? We'll work with what we have. Oh, very good. It's essential for the camera operator. Are you ready? I have high standards. Okay, grab the camera and I'll... Oh, it appears that all the shots had a great composition, and I could really feel a connection. Yeah! Does that mean you agree? Did you think I would agree just like that? After our performance of the Little Oceanid, I've begun to make a name for myself again, you know. In fact, I've already had several troops approach me for the Fontinalia Film Festival.
If others were to find out I agreed to work with you so easily, then, well...
Hey, but didn't we have a deal? What else do we need to do to convince you, Farina?
Well...
Huh?
You know how much you're willing to pay me to be the director? The pay is also an important factor for me to consider, you know.
Well, I can offer you this much?
What? That's all? If Nervulette were to...
I'm sorry, but our crew is in a tight financial spot at the moment.
I see. Well, even though it's highly unlikely now that I'll join your crew, there's still something I'd like to ask. Exactly what film are you planning to make?
Oh, our script is an adaptation of The Two Musketeers.
Huh? Wait, you mean the suspense thriller novel that was a #1 bestseller?
Oh, so Farina's read it too.
Of course I read it. I've always had a keen interest in artistic works that... I see. It all makes sense.
Not really. The novel...
He probably just wants to get his name out there. It reminds me of a delivery courier who wears...
So, are you a big fan of this?
Well, it's all right. The pacing of the story... Mr. Xavier, if, hypothetically speaking, I agree to be the...
Oh, as much freedom as you would need.
Good. Then I'm free to alter...
Absolutely no problem.
All right.
So, you...
Yes, I agree. Although the pay is well below what someone of my caliber deserve, I mustn't let a perfectly good story be ruined.
Oh, Hydro Archon above! I'm not dreaming, am I?
There's no more Hydro Archon, you know. And it's still a little... There's a lot that goes into shooting a film. And, by the way, since we'll be filming The Two
Yes, I've thought about this as well.
Me? If this was before, Navia can also use firearms, but unfortunately...
Could we ask the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol?
Oh, you mean the Special Patrol?
Yes, that's right. They work with muskets.
They would be under Nervulette's jurisdiction. Unfortunately, So, in the end, we still have to start by talking to Nervulette.
No need to go to all that trouble. I know their Captain Chevres.
Oh, you do?
No particular reason. Running a business means dealing with some trouble from time to time, and she's helped. In return, I've helped her handle a few situations in which the Special Patrol could...
So you're saying there's been times when the Special Patrol needed a fashion...
It'd be best to keep it that way. Anyway, enough about that.
She sounds professional enough. She is a...
But I imagine the Special Security and Surveillance Patrol must be busy with their
Well, it just so happens that she's also not the kind of person that's just after Mora. As for whether she has time, I'll have to go and ask her.
Then I'll leave that to you. Macaroni's on sale today.
No problem.
Having Farina join feels like a...
Of course. Just wait until the day of our premiere. I'll be sure to ask some people I know to see if they'd be willing...
Seems like you're finally getting more...
I didn't ask for the Clapper Loader's commentary pie.
Then let's get going. I happen to know where Chevres is today.
By the way, I'm curious. If my pay is so low,
Actually, they told us that they see the trip as part of a cultural
What? So is every person in Tevat who doesn't want money gathered here to shoot the...
I already knew Xavier from before.
It seems the gods have really smiled upon you, Xavier. And that certainly doesn't include me.
All right.
But where's the...
She's over there. The one with an eye patch reading in front of the newsstand.
Oh, her! Paimon could tell there was...
Please wait here for a moment. I'll go fetch her.
Working? but isn't she just...
Just trust me.
Oh, alright. Shiori sure is a mysterious person. She claims just to be a fashion...
The court of Fontaine isn't particularly tolerant of visitors from overseas, so it isn't easy for a foreigner to promote their brand. Even a local like me just trying to make a film has to face all kinds of challenges.
Reading on the job?
Detective novel.
One main character?
No. Multiple. Branching story.
I see. How's the...
One of the main characters is about to make a choice that will affect the rest of his life. I'd wager he's going to...
Any way to speed things up?
You know that doesn't depend on me. It all comes down to what the character...
Which is exactly why I'm here to...
All right. It appears he made... Halt!
Huh?
Hand over whatever you're holding.
Oh, it's just a...
Then I'm sure you wouldn't mind letting me have a look.
Excuse me, officer. I don't mind you standing around here.
Don't give me that act. You won't be able to get off so easy. I am Chevras, captain of Fontaine's Special Security and Surveillance Patrol. I will say this, and before you do anything unwise, let me remind you that I'll have you on the ground before you can even think about making a run for it.
All right. I'll give it to you. But please let me say something first. If there's any contraband in that book, then this...
Why, you trying to leave me on the hook, huh? You were the one who said...
Save it for the interrogation room. Take them away, Letelier.
What's going on here? 1 second you're reading a book and the next you're...
And who are... Oh! Aren't you the traveler who's been all over the Now that Vacher has been brought to justice, no new shipments of synth will be made and distributed to sellers. The Fontaine guards have been busy collecting the remaining synth still circulating on the market. Thanks to a tip from our reliable source here, this should be the very last batch.
Oh, so you were pretending to read a book in order to catch the bad guys! Oh, Paimon almost forgot to introduce ourselves. Paimon is Paimon, and this is the Traveler and Xavier!
Hey, I'm Chevras. You probably already heard me introduce myself, so I won't bother repeating it.
Yeah, why didn't you make a move as soon as you had the chance? Were you worried that my intel wasn't accurate?
No, I wanted to see if the shopkeeper would turn himself in first. All he had to do was come up to me and say that he didn't know where the synth had come from. If he did that, then I wouldn't have had to press charges on him.
He had the whole day to turn the synth over to Chevras. But instead, the moment I came up and blocked Chevras' line of sight, he took the opportunity to sell it off.
Yep, he made the wrong choice, even though the right choice was right there in front of him.
But you knew they wouldn't make the right choice.
Yeah, I knew. I was just hoping I'd be wrong. Enough about that, though. What did you want to ask me?
Oh, you see, it's like...
The Two Musketeers. You certainly have a... So what do you need me to do? Just be the...
Yes, that's right. I want to make... However, I'm afraid this work will require a bit of your time, since you'll...
No need to say any more.
Huh? Just like...
Really? You're willing to help us with our humble...
Sure, it's no big deal. As I said, we've wrapped up our investigation here, so besides, I personally really like this novel. I even have the collector's edition at home. Stories where justice prevails over evil never get old for me.
Then we've got a deal?
Yes, I'll see you on set tomorrow.
Oh my! I can hardly believe it!
Calm down, Xavier. The film is going to take... Still, I should also head back now and start preparing the actors.
Alright, guess that's it for today then.
Traveler, Paimon, please stay for a moment.
Then I'll take Xavier back. Poor thing. He's so excited that he can't even walk straight anymore. Yep, see you tomorrow.
What did you want to tell us, Chevres?
Have you read The Two Musketeers? The story is about a pair of children born into the household of a baron and their struggle to survive together and take revenge for their mother. They were raised at the baron's estate, where their mother worked as a maid. The two were illegitimate children that the baron had with the maid, so they were never treated well. But one day, upon returning home, they found their mother had been murdered and left dead on the floor. It was quite evident, however, the baron was able to exert his influence and keep the whole Many years later, members of the baron's family suddenly started turning up dead. The baron believed that the mother's soul had come to take vengeance on him, but it was actually those two siblings who had fled all those years ago. They used all of their abilities to collect evidence and clues before executing their—
That's quite an exhilarating story.
Yep, the baron got what he deserved for his evil deeds.
Oh, so is that why you were so willing to join our crew?
You could say it was—
Oh.
I've read the reports about you. Whether it was at the trials or when you lent your hand to resolve our nation's crisis, you've shown that you've got a strong sense of justice, as well as yes, you're as sharp as I expected. It seems you've experienced many similar situations before. There's been a recent murder case involving muskets. The perpetrator's methods appear to be very similar to what is just—
Huh? Really? But Paimon didn't see anything about that in today.
The Marechaussee Phantom hasn't yet released any information to the public because the—
A murder involving firearms?
Impossible. We perform a routine inspection of our firearms and ammo reserves. However—
Huh? What?
I hope you all can go back and get some shut-eye. I'm aware this might not be the ideal time to add more to your— Carrying out investigations isn't actually supposed to be our responsibility. Our job is to apprehend the— I don't want people to see muskets in a negative way, and also—
You mean they might be—
I suspect— Just to make myself clear, this is not an order, nor— If you two have any interest in the case after we finish filming tomorrow and are willing to assist me—
What do you think, Traveler? Yeah, you're right.
You'd better head back and get some rest. It's good to keep a calm mind, otherwise, when the moment comes, you might—